Where did Frank go? You know the funny thing about life? Talk to him, train. It be the closest people to you be your biggest haters. Said that right. It's where they want to see you do good, just not better than them. Let your haters motivate you and elevate you. Alright. It's Johnny niggas hate me because of the way I'm living. I know them fans ain't watching me because of the way I'm living. She tryna run with a G, she love the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. Got all these racks on me, got all this ice on me. Got them shooters who gon' ride for me and die for me. Got niggas hating me because of the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. She like they love me better when I ain't have it. But now they hating cause they see me living lavish. Pull up an Onyx and I let them strippers have it. I show my sometimes cause I ain't never had. Hard up till I came from the bottom. I'm throwing all the dollars, rockin' Gucci, rockin' Prada, and we the baddest models. Fresh as hell when I step out, hit the club and showing out. Standing all up on the couches, now the whole club asking bottles. Got these niggas hating me because of the way I'm living. I know them fans ain't watching me because of the way I'm living. She tryna run with a G, she love the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. Got all these racks on me, got all this ice on me. Got them shooters who gon' ride for me and die for me. Got them niggas hating me because of the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. Make it feel the type of way. Bad in my face. Try to steal my weight. Getting money every day. What I had to say. I ran it up, did a race. 100 bands. I'm trying to get to the money bag. Couple stacks in a row bag. Make it do the money days. The way she throw it. Throw the for the quarterback. The way I run the bags. I thought was a running back. Got it, they hate me because of the way I'm living. I know them fans ain't watching me because of the way I'm living. She tryna run with a G, she love the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. Got all these racks on me.
The Battle Buddies. What's going on with y'all? What it do? What it do? Wayne got on that choir roll blue. I see you.
What?
My choir roll used to be that color when I was growing up.
Oh, you sang in the choir? So that's what you
Yes.
did. So that was just sending headquarters. Like you would just you planted your flag. You was like, ain't nobody
Hey.
sitting in here right now. I got this on lockdown between the
Listen.
ages of 15 and 22.
I had to do what I had to do.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's better than parking lot pimping like Adrian was doing. Adrian wouldn't even go to church. He just pull up. He pull up like he went. No, I was in the back. No, I was in the back. Like he come dressed, but just pull up.
I was in church.
He ain't had no choice. He from Mississippi. You crazy.
Right.
Hey, kids is born in church there.
Born in church. 5 days a week. Going to everything. You know what I'm saying? Usher boy.
I never understood
choir
that.
practice, all that.
Everything. Yep.
It's a cult. What
These,
you mean?
These nanas was hard body. Like
It's a cult. What you mean?
all right.
Wayne don't like to talk about that. Hey, don't come talking to me like it ain't a cult when you got somebody that can recite every book of the Bible and knows many scriptures. Yeah, it's a cult.
I mean, if you study something long enough, you're gonna know it.
I didn't study it.
Oh,
It was force fed to me.
It was force fed. So there was no. But so all right, hold on. I'm gonna keep it a buck though. I'm gonna keep it a buck though. I didn't start enjoying the Word of God until I got older.
You know,
I understood what you were saying.
I get that.
I understood.
I think so.
How
it's-
you
it's
hot
funny.
already? Go ahead.
I was just saying the same thing. I'm like, what the hell?
So it's
Go ahead.
funny to me that because most people they don't understand my plight, you know, but I feel like a lot of people that grew up in church, they get it, but people that tend to have like, I ain't gonna say found God, but you know what I mean, started going church later, you know what I'm saying? Like they can't understand like really like, and you grew up in church and like you don't have the love. No, I don't have the love for it. Like
it's because it wasn't because then it wasn't about love. It was about obligation and duty. And you weren't taught the love of it. You were taught you got to be here because if you don't, you're going to hell. And like that's not how you introduce something to somebody.
I went to church even as an adult. The only reason why I went to church because I felt like I was supposed to go. Not because I wanted to go, because I felt like I was going to hell if I didn't go. You see what I'm saying? Like it was a problem if I didn't go. So I forced myself to go until I said, man, you know what?
I ain't doing it.
I gotta find me some goddamn swim trunks, you know, and soak, you know, and wet them up and then go to hell. I mean, we built to live around the equator anyway. So, you know.
Shut up. Oh my God.
Because like I grew up, my mom, when she was, you know, when you're a recovering addict, the first thing you do is you get preyed upon by the Jehovah's Witness community. And they were really huge in Brooklyn at like in the late 80s, early 90s when crack really had its like stranglehold on the hood like that. So like I would go to Kingdom Hall. I hated going to Kingdom Hall because it was like 3 hours long. But I enjoyed reading their little books because it had the illustrations. It made what was written real to me on some like I could see what they talking about. But when I really learned about, you know, Jehovah's Witness, it was deeper than rap. Like I get it though. I do understand what you're talking about though, because I do know a lot of kids who were churched. And I think if I was
as an adult now, I think if I was to be anything at this point, I think I would be a Muslim.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah.
And I think just because I can, you know what I'm saying, I can see the discipline. They tend to have a lot more discipline, you know, in their actions.
You can see the fruits of the labor. Like they show it more than just say it.
Well,
like they really practice it in every day and not just on Sunday. Do I need to repeat that for you, Wayne?
But that's the problem though, because you can't know, because I agree with you. But the fact of the matter is, I know many disciplined Christians. It just so happens that the threat of not being disciplined as a Muslim is a little more, because like when you start talking about like having liberty in Christ, because that's one of the first things that's taught to you. It's like when you go to church with imperfect people, they'll say to you, oh, nobody expects you to be perfect. Then what am I here for? Like, if there's not going to be a line that I can't cross, then what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? But like Muslims, there's a definite line, and their lives are set up to respect and manage that line. Whereas like with Christians, it's like they start talking about liberty way too much. It's like, no, you don't have liberty. You have liberty to do the right thing. You have liberty to act according to the word of God, not how you want, and then you know what I'm saying. So there's a whole lot that goes on into that. But I'd be more than happy to talk about that on any given day. Not today.
Nobody's perfect, but you should be striving for perfection. You know what I'm saying? And you can't say your shortcomings shouldn't be, well, I'm not perfect. You know, a lot of people, I'm not perfect, but you don't change your actions either. You know what I'm saying? So you can have downfalls, because we all gonna have downfalls, but it's your actions afterwards. And if you're whatever you're practicing, if that doesn't make you strive to be better, to change your life, then what are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I look at it. So it's not about perfection, but you should be striving.
Well, welcome, y'all. Welcome, Daniel. Daniel, I totally forgot to send you an inbox to bring you on. I'll just be doing way too much, and sorry, but we're gonna get you on the show.
She the core queen. You know what I'm saying?
I've been traveling. My job is not that easy. You know, they do pay me a lot of money to do what I do, so sometimes I actually gotta work.
Can I see your hands, Didi?
Y'all didn't read the post.
I was letting you do it.
Y'all didn't read the post. See, that was the best social experiment I've ever done.
Because I was so busy. It was
a picture of a purse.
I was so busy that I mean, I was just like, I'm gonna hit you up, and I just didn't get a chance to. So
the comment said, I just like the purse.
So are you saying you're not gonna show us your left hand?
Ain't nothing on it.
Okay, that's all I needed to see.
The purse that I saw. First of all, y'all know me well enough to know that if I'm gonna get engaged, it's gonna be the most grand announcement of all announcements. It ain't gonna be some goddamn picture.
You know, I was just saying, let me see your hand. That's all.
It's gonna be a full-out production, camera crew, the whole nine. Okay, I am very extra. Because the first marriage, I was in my cook whites from basic training at the courthouse. So yeah, we're going all the way out. Okay, just so y'all know.
I'm just saying. I just wanted to see your hand. That was it.
Daniel,
that's all he said.
Daniel, I read that so wrong, but
See, and that's why.
Yeah, you.
I get it's a juggling. It's a juggling reference. I get it.
Right,
That
but you
was-
gotta
You
like
definitely could have. You know.
you
what I'm
gotta
saying?
think
Like,
about that metaphor, right? You like it's a lot of balls.
That was
in it.
funny.
Oh.
I did have some. Daniel, you be playing. You play all day. Okay, so welcome, y'all. We the Battle Buddies. It's Tuesday. I feel like it's Friday already because today was crazy. So let me introduce my co-hosts for those who are new to the platform watching us or what have you. We have the Southern raised, born and raised. The South got something to say, Mr. Adrian Taylor, aka
M.I. Crooked letter.
aka
Mr. GC.
Hey. And then we have, listen, Brooklyn's finest, dark chocolate, sexy chocolate, Mr. Wayne Steven, aka
Front Step Steven, because you know where to find me. I be on the block. Front Step Steven. You know what I mean?
Did you say front step, Steven?
Front Step Steven.
Oh my God. AKA
White on white Wheezy. I'm clean like them white on whites.
Oh,
You know what it is.
Okay.
People
You
still
know
wear
it's
white
crazy
on
because
white.
I don't like. Yes, they do, but I don't because I don't like them.
I don't
I
either.
don't like Air Force Ones at all. Like I used to when it was $65.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They cutting up now.
Well, how much? Because I don't even look. How much they cost
Like
now?
115.
They're like, yeah, like
115.
one something.
Like
And you can
115.
only
it's
wear
so
them one
hard.
time.
Yeah, right. It's so hard to find them though. It's like needle in the haystack to find them. Hell, I'm trying to find you. I
I
can't
remember I
find
used
you.
to buy them joints 3 at a time just because I knew. Well, first of all, they was $65, and it was like buying a white tee. So if I knew like 2 wears, like 2 or 3 wears, it's like, all right, cool. These ain't coming back out. Let me rotate these. But I be seeing some people. I'm gonna say white people. I be seeing white people in the gym choking their Air Force Ones all the way up.
Oh my God.
My nigga, what are you doing that to those sneakers for? Like, do you not know how to wear sneakers? Like, I be wanting to do a tutorial. Like, yo, my guy, you're not supposed to wear those kicks like that. Like, what are you doing? Please stop choking your J's. Matter of fact, just take them off. Go put on some Vans, please. You're making me mad.
So
Shut up.
it's funny you say that. I'm weird with t-shirts as well too. I like once I wear a t-shirt, it's pretty much a gym shirt after that. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it just don't fit the same way after I gotta wash it. So it's probably gonna be a gym t-shirt afterwards. Like I got some t-shirts I found that I can wear a few times, but you know, those t-shirts are like $100. So you know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna be buying $100 t-shirts. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So usually I get the $10 and
Daniel, I sent you the link.
So staying on that. No, it's funny because you know how these white millionaires, they be showing them be like, oh, he dressed like this and dressed like this. Do they not know them be like $300 t-shirts?
They do. They be acting like they Walmart t-shirts. Like,
right,
this is what you should strive for. He got on
those are like $300
t-shirt.
t-shirts that they're wearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he had somebody make it.
Right. Because them ain't just they're not Walmart, they're not Fruit of the Loom t-shirts. So
like we like to wear them. So what you're saying is like even if you buy a t-shirt that has like a design on it, like maybe like a Chanel, like a any kind of design, like it'll still get thrown in the gym pile.
I'm not buying that.
Oh wow.
I don't buy designer t-shirts.
Okay.
You know, if I buy a designer t-shirt, it's gonna be a plain t-shirt still. You know what I'm saying? And yes, if I buy anything, if I do get a t-shirt with anything on it, yes, it's still going. I rotate t-shirts. Like I throw them away. I give them away. If y'all know somebody, which I probably need to do, but because I usually just give it to the Salvation Army. I'm one of those that has bags and bags of clothes that I give away. That's my wife. I buy way too many clothes. It's ridiculous because I'm picky like that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't wear shirts like that. I mean, I wear shirts. Y'all get what I'm saying, but yeah. Y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah, we get you. We hope you wear shirts.
I mean, there was a time where you wasn't.
Bro, no. I always wear shirts. Every now and then,
Oh God.
I'll post something.
I was gonna say because I got a picture of 8-pack. I got a picture of 8-pack
just-
Adrian. I got it.
Just to show that I'm
Not
out
8-pack
here.
Adrian.
You know, you post a pic just to show.
Remember
Hey,
him?
I'm
He
out
had
here.
a Caesar. He had a Caesar and a goatee.
He had a seizure.
He had a number one. He had a number one with the crispy lineup. He ain't had no braid. Yeah, it wasn't none of his braids. He was looking down too. He was like,
No, I posted one like a couple months ago. Yeah, you know, every now and then you gotta throw one out there. But that was
captions just in case y'all forgot. Looking
Yeah.
down. What's over there?
Just in case you forget. Just
What's
gotta,
over there?
you know.
What you looking down for?
Oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my coat. I get because nigga is hot. Shit. I'm trying to figure out why I'm hot, and I'm mad because you asked me why I'm hot because I'm hot. Shit.
In the water. We in the
Hello, Adrian.
old school church right now.
I mean, golly. I'm just waiting for my co-host to introduce me. I guess they don't want nobody to know who I am. It's cool though.
We know who you are.
So I can bring my guest on.
Nah, we still gonna cut up. We gonna let people wait on you. We thought
You missed what?
Shine by you.
You was introduced. I know I ain't tripping. You was introduced.
No, she wasn't.
No, I wasn't.
Where I been?
You must be high.
What
have you been eating edibles?
Talking about?
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about edibles. First of all, we got Miss Didi Legette, fresh off the red eye from Los Angeles, aka
the core queen, the one and only.
Disco Inferno.
Yes, Wayne. Oh, my bad, Wayne. It's on my bra. Yes.
I mean that's good branding. I just understand that. I understand it now. AKA.
Oh man. I'm just that bitch. That's all.
Engagement ring deep. We got it.
You so petty. Listen, we have a special guest today that we're gonna bring on before we do our Black-owned business spotlight. He is a very consistent guest here in our audience for the Battle Buddies. He is a VIP member. Mm-hmm. It was funny when he popped up in the lobby, his name popped up and I started laughing. D Nasty. We're gonna bring him on and get some feedback. We just like co-hosts, we like our guests. So y'all welcome Daniel D Nasty.
Hey.
D Nasty if you nasty.
Not what I saw in my head.
No.
Shoot it straight.
No.
D nasty if you nasty.
Not the Baron Samedi you expected to see, huh?
No, not at all. I expected to see, I expected you to have be bald, have glasses, perhaps a deep voice, but I didn't expect hair. So congratulations.
Okay.
You.
Hair.
He expected the white version of himself.
Apparently, yeah.
I did.
But now, so here's my question.
White doppelganger.
Bald and glasses, because what? You expected me to be a nerd or what?
No, just bald with glasses. I don't listen, man. Bald is beautiful. We running it out here.
I have no problem with that. I used to swim. I used to shave my head all the time.
Look at everybody knowing how to swim. That is crazy.
Except for you. My God.
For you.
Save me. No, you're too old for that. Crazy.
That could possibly happen.
It could.
I know it could.
Y'all saw the video with the guy. They were laughing at the guy drowning. I'm like, why is this funny?
People these days they're cruel because of the stuff they see on the web. But thank you guys for inviting me on your webcast. This is really cool. I really appreciate you letting me come in here.
Oh yeah.
Daniel, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Where you from? Give us a little background.
I consider myself to be a child of the world. I've lived in 9 states and 5 countries. I've traveled to 47 of the 50 states. And I have been to most of the continents. I have yet to go to Africa. That's one of the ones that's on my list. it's difficult for me because I'm trying to go to places where I know people, and I don't really know anybody there that I can sort of have be a sort of a tour guide, make suggestions kind of a thing. So I'm working that. I'm working on that. But
who do you think you are, Clark Griswold?
I don't have a family truckster.
Now, I want you to notice something. You were the only one who laughed. Do you know why?
Yeah, because Adrian, we don't know what the fuck he talking about.
I don't think Adrian and Dee have ever seen National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, really? I have, but I don't know the names.
Clark Griswold. What you mean you don't know their Yo, I can't stand people that do that. If you've seen a movie, you know the person's name, so you can have a point of reference. But anyway, go ahead.
Why?
I do want to point out, though, that my ex, who was from Trinidad, her favorite movie of all time was Christmas Vacation.
What's that one?
Christmas Vacation?
The Lampoon Christmas
the sequel
Vacation.
to Vacation was Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoon, yeah.
Nobody's favorite movie should be a Chevy Chase movie. Like,
that,
seriously.
I completely agree.
It's like, my favorite movie is Chevy Chase. No.
That's why she's my ex. I'm just saying.
You know what?
I don't think that's why.
Daniel,
We'll dig into that a little later.
You are a mess, Daniel.
I don't think it was Chevy Chase that was the deal breaker.
You don't think he was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Look, my sister talking about what? I know Clark. She remember all the names. I know the Griswolds. I didn't know his first name was Clark.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's crazy because I don't know none of the other family names though. Dolores? Is that the wife's name? I don't remember.
I don't know. I just know they was the Griswolds. That's it.
I don't know. None of that.
Well, we're gonna go into our Black-owned business spotlight for the night. For the day. So it's called KandeeLand Academy. My friend from home, her name is Legette Anderson, and she owns KandeeLand Academy. It is the first Black-owned STEM-based learning center in Lower Bucks County, Pennsylvania. It was originally set to open its doors in April 2020, but COVID delayed opening for 14 months. The center is excited to celebrate its 1-year anniversary next month at full capacity with a lengthy waiting list. KandeeLand offers a small, intimate setting, diverse staffing, and a nurturing environment for children to laugh, learn, and grow. Shout out to my girl Shay for opening KandeeLand in my hometown, Bristol, Pennsylvania. She's doing her thing. She also has a restaurant in the mall as well called Gouda's Kitchen. She is killing the game. I'm so proud of her. I used to babysit her, watch her grow up, her and all her siblings. So shout out to her. If you're in the Pennsylvania area, go check her out. Go to the restaurant. Try out her loaded fries. I mean, they're amazing. She got all kinds of different flavors. So shout out to Shay. Keep doing you. You know I'm super proud of you. That is our Black-owned business spotlight.
Shout out to Shay.
Yeah, shout out to Shay. Oh, and she just got engaged for real.
Oh, so y'all have something in common.
There you go.
Got engaged for real.
She wears her ring.
We don't believe you.
That's the
you know that, right?
You don't believe that I'm not engaged. Why?
I don't know. Because I kind of want to hold on to the fact that you didn't go extra to kind of like throw people off the scent.
No.
But I mean, it wouldn't make sense.
I'm not engaged. I'm not engaged. I promise you I'm not. Y'all will know if I'm engaged. I promise you. I'm super extra.
You know how it is. It's like they're never going to release the new version of software until they do release it. We're not working on any new software. We're not working on any new hardware. Oh, by the way, here we have this new thing.
I'm not. I promise y'all I'm not.
Okay.
I can see it in my head.
They really don't believe me. It's so funny. That is hilarious. Anyway, so we're going to go into our trending topics of the week. What do y'all think about the NFL draft?
I believe it's 2 days too long.
It's way too long. Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing.
I believe it's 2 days too long.
Yeah.
Never once have I been excited to see a third round ever. But what I do believe that I like seeing the league re-up. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing the league re-up on talent. Like, I get excited as a sports fan, like, because we've all been watching sports for 30 plus years. You know what I'm saying? And we all know that lull that happens when talent is limited, and then you kind of get force-fed these people, and then out of nowhere a draft happens, and now you have a league full of talent, and it excites you. So I feel like that's exactly what's happening right now. I feel like the NFL is poisoning itself to continue to just to be a world leader in sports and entertainment, even though a lot of it feels like a kind of like a production. I do wish that they would
entertainment.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's a trophy involved. Like there's something to win. There's franchise reputation. Like I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, all right, man. Like I don't want to be oversold on something that I already love. Like I already love the game of football. I don't need, And if you're getting drafted on the third day, you don't need a suit. Just stay home.
What? Some of the best picks came out of the NFL in those late rounds. Tom Brady.
That will never happen again.
Well, Carolina's quarterback got drafted 5th round, right?
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he did.
I forget his name, but that.
And just think about it this way, Wayne. I know you don't have a son, and you won't because you chopped your balls. But if it was your son that could possibly go in the 4th or 5th round, you probably wouldn't think that way.
I probably wouldn't. But I would tell him not to go. I'd be like, yo, just have a party at the crib. We're gonna crib it. You're not flying out to New York so you can sit there for 3 days. Seriously, I would be a supporter of that. Like, yo, let's do this fiscally. Because if you're getting drafted that late,
you're still making a lot of money. I dated somebody who got drafted in the 4th round, and his checks was real nice.
I never understood.
Nice. I don't know what direction I want to take this in. Do I want to? Do I want to go petty left?
Then after that, you have people playing for spots. You go to camp and you go to playing for the spots.
If you're drafted typically in the first 4 rounds, you're gonna make decent money. It's when you start getting, to the 5th and 6th round is when you're really fighting for a roster spot. You know what I'm saying? But the first 4 rounds, yeah, you're probably gonna. If you're not starting, it's because you're replacing someone down the line. So first 4 rounds typically get a nice little check.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you still talking about the 500,000, 600,000? You still talking about that?
No.
That's what you're talking about? Because I don't think
the first 4 rounds, you're probably making, at least close to $1 million, if not $1 million or $2 million, straight into the league. First 4 rounds.
I think I'm kind of like jaded almost because I know how that money gets dissected. And for somebody who's just coming out of college, who's just trying to find his way, who's really enthusiastic about the fact that he got drafted. And once taxes hit, once you buy your mom a house, once you...
Well, I don't think they're buying houses on the first contract. Let's pump our brakes on that.
Somebody mama want a house on that first contract, though.
They ain't buying houses on the first contract.
Oh, I forgot you got insider information. Got you.
What are they doing? Are buying houses on the first year, but nobody else. Yeah.
And if you buy a house, it ain't no real expensive house. It's some regular house in the neighborhood.
It's not that mill. You probably buying a 4 or 5. I don't want to call that regular house, but.
It might be $200,000 house now. You're going too goddamn far.
Okay.
And then when we re-up for the next contract, then you can get the big house.
Speaking of that, the Eagles made a move.
Oh, we showed out.
The Eagles made a move. And I'm like, who let this happen?
Look at God.
Who let this happen?
Some light at the end of the tunnel. My God.
Go ahead.
I still think they should have drafted a quarterback somewhere in there, though.
It looked like they all in. But I think so.
But we don't have a backup.
Well, this was the thing, right? I think it's like, okay, I feel like because Jalen is still super young, it's like, all right, we're going to go all in on him this year. We'll pick up a backup. And next year, because next year is when all the quarterbacks are going to come out. So the ones with the real talent. So it's like, well, you know what? We won't put no pressure on him. If he performs, then we don't need to get a quarterback. If he doesn't perform, then we need to get a quarterback. So but they setting him up. They setting him up. They got the talent. They picked up the talent, so he ain't got no excuses. He ain't got no excuses. They picked up.
Howie showed out. I said, finally, Howie, you did some good. You did some good. Finally.
Who's your team, Dan?
My team? Seahawks.
Oh man, you hurt.
Okay.
I know. They're yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I have anything good for that.
Oh no, that's okay. It's one of those things where
Oh man,
my sports teams, I follow the teams I like rather than the teams that I think are great. You know, it's teams that have something positive in my memory that that I can associate. So when I lived in Seattle, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I really have a good feeling for the city. The town is a cool town, so I support the Seahawks. Because
I heard it was really nice there.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a fantastic place to live. So that's of all the pro football teams, that's the one I would sort of have to be most supportive of. But I'm mostly a soccer guy, so.
Okay. Don't you start, Wayne, because we know you.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a heavy respect for soccer because I used to live with soccer players when I was in college, and before I understood what soccer was, I was very ignorant to how much, what great athletes soccer players are.
Sport. Like,
oh my goodness.
Very real.
Yeah. Like
you got to be in hella shape to play some damn soccer.
Yeah. No, I was watching Stanley Cup last night, so I'm a Minnesota Wild fan, and soccer, and then also I was watching lacrosse. I've been a huge lacrosse fan my whole life. So, and that's a sport you got to be in shape for. Oh,
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I miss that Minnesota North Stars jersey though when they were the North Stars.
Don't even start me on that. Oh my God.
I know.
They waited till they went to Dallas to be good. They sucked the whole time they were in Minnesota, and they've got everybody who's good. And I'm glad to see the Wild is doing something in the playoffs though. So that's something.
All right. Well, we're gonna go into a touchy subject next.
Side note, you smell your cologne to be like, dang, I smell good.
This guy with this damn cologne. I swear to God. Random.
My hand smell like hand lotion. Does that count?
No.
No,
it doesn't.
Not cologne like I would.
It doesn't.
I'm not even.
I would love to shoot you that bail and be like, yes, Daniel, that counts. It doesn't.
I have.
No.
I went so left with that. No. Next.
No. Okay.
No. Not at all.
All right.
If you want to take a second to go spray some
I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to fit in my best I can.
Nah, you got it. But you got to understand, Adrian, he probably got to. What's that? DG? You sprayed the DG?
Nah, I got on Creed.
See, $3,000 damn cologne.
Get money. I don't know.
I ain't got time for that shit.
Get money.
Hell no.
Hey.
Boy, you better do something strange for that. You gotta do something strange for that.
Speaking of strange, your nickname is D Nasty. So
I was wondering where that was going to come up.
Oh no, I definitely I laid in wait for my
There is a story. There is a story that goes with that.
Uh-oh. Let me take a drink for this.
That's not that bad. I used to be a DJ at WXDU in Durham at the Duke University station.
Mm-hmm.
And my show came right before the Street Flip and Mix show. DJ Samps does a hip hop show. And the host of that show, Bishop, used to be the host of that show. Now Bishop was the friend of Justin's. Remember we had this whole conversation a while ago?
Yep.
Justin's friend Bishop, and he got me into this whole thing. So Bishop started calling me D Nasty as my hip hop name. So when I was first coming on to guest on these podcasts, it was on Intelligently Ratchet, which is Bishop's show. And so I was coming on as D Nasty. So and I just kept it on that because it's like I'm being stealth.
D Nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to talk about why I'm called D Nasty, although it does.
Yes, we are. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Oh God. Oh
That's
geez.
exactly what you think it is. I cannot tell a lie, as George Washington would say.
He didn't say that.
Why his ass was lying.
He didn't say that. He was lying.
I know. That's the joke.
He was lying the whole time. Everything was a lie.
All right,
So
y'all ready to get into a hot topic?
Everything I say is bullshit. Just. Oh, sorry. Can I say that?
It's not.
What?
Yeah, you can cuss. I curse all the time.
Okay. I want to make sure because some shows are different than others. But yeah, most of the things I say, I'm snarky, and I will say stuff, and it 9 times out of 10, I'm completely blowing shit out my nose, and just I do it for a laugh.
That's crazy. I had to tell somebody that yesterday.
In them comments, stuff for the jokes. For real.
I make comments from the sidelines all the time, and I love it because I can just shoot my mouth off from the margins, and I can say whatever the hell I want and get away with it. So,
but now you're right there.
Exactly.
Welcome to social media.
See now everybody sees my face.
And you don't look like Papa Shango.
Totally disillusioned poor Wayne. He doesn't even know anymore.
I don't know. What is my reality even? You know what I'm saying? Like what am I looking?
Like, I'm in the Matrix. He's like completely freaked out.
God damn, I'm hot. Am I going through the change? What y'all think? No, I'm joking.
Are you?
No.
A little early for that.
No, it's definitely not.
So okay, so also for my CV, I need to tell you guys I have a master's in physiology. I spent a good deal of time doing research in biology labs, universities, and I also have worked in biotech sales for a long time. I was in graduate school at UC Irvine, and I made the mistake of being a bicycle commuter in Los Angeles. I was hit by a car twice. The first time I broke a little bone in my hand. It was no big deal. The second time I got a traumatic head injury. I was in a coma for a week. I was in ICU for 6 months, or ICU for a month. Hospital for 6 months, and my IQ went from 140 to actually more than 140 to about 80, and I've managed to get it back up part of the way, but yeah. So I'm not in grad school anymore. I had to drop out of grad school, but I am in technical sales, so I'm doing what I can to sort of recover from that.
Good Lord, Daniel. You've been through some shit.
I've been through some shit.
We see.
The only guest you're ever going to have who's died.
Wow.
I was actually posturing in the ambulance, which means that all the signals had stopped coming from my brain. And I crawled up in the fetal position. They thought I was going to die for sure. But I'm too stubborn, and I wouldn't do it. So.
Well, good thing you were stubborn.
Yeah. It was a tough trip, though. It's been a hard road back.
We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Look, and you made it to the Battle Buddies podcast.
Well, my life is
a purpose.
Now. I might as well check out now because I've done this.
No, because you haven't been to Africa. How you gonna check out and you ain't been to Africa yet?
True,
You
gotta go to Africa,
brother.
You gotta
go. I have to do that. That's the only continent I have. Well, Australia and Africa are the only continents I have left.
Okay.
I want to go to Australia too. That's on the list as well. I mean, I done been to Africa, so Australia is on the list.
Yes, the damn Daniel thing. I used to be mobile, and one time a customer came in and said, "Damn Daniel," and so I found out the Vine, and I had special permission to wear white Vans at T-Mobile. Everybody else had to wear black shoes, but I could wear white Vans because of that particular meme. So that little Vine made me famous.
All right. So, have you guys been watching or keeping track of this? I guess this leaked draft that came out of the Supreme Court about them voting to overturn Roe versus Wade.
No,
which is of course, the law to allow people to get abortions. Well, apparently, we're on the brink of them overturning it and making abortions illegal again.
No, that's not what they're going to do. They're going to return the decision back to states. So states get to make the choice for themselves. So
they said 27 states. If they do this, 27 states it will be illegal in.
Some states are going to make it illegal. Some states are going to preserve it and make it legal. So they're not making abortion illegal. They're making it states' decisions.
Which we know, so states like Texas, a few states are definitely going to make it illegal. So
states in the South are going to make it illegal for sure.
Right. So
but people are just going to cross state lines and go get it done.
Well, that's the thing. If you're poor, you don't got no money.
You don't have no money to go.
You can't go.
Well, they'll do what they did before it was legal.
Yeah.
Hanger, bleach,
hanger,
throw yourself down the steps.
That's gonna be the problem. So, all right, with this whole situation, like I look in the future, and so what I see is, because I know a lot of people like, hey, the federal government shouldn't have the power. It should be in the hands of the states. But I feel like ultimately the federal government will have the power because we know this thing is going to be turned political. And then what are you going to have? Like, you're going to have people that's really against it, right? Moving into certain states, and the people that's really for it moving into certain states. And so now you're going to be able to watch them under your thumb, right? Of knowing which states to lobby, because we know typically, against abortion is going to be heavy Republican. And I feel like these states are going to start becoming where you're just going to be Democrats or Republicans just running the states. It's not going to be any switch off. It's just going to be one or the other, like all the way through. So I don't know. I'm kind of biased on it a little bit.
Actually, I have a question for you real quick. First of all, Tiffany, Plan B will be illegal in those states because it's actually an abortion, according to some people. It's not an abortion, but they will ban Plan B from those states because they will say it's an abortion. But anyway, what I was going to say, though, is Republicans are all about individual freedoms, and you have the right to do your own thing, and the government can't get in my pocketbook, and they can't get into my private life. But yet here they are banning abortions, which is pretty much the ultimate controlling thing, is getting in my bedroom and telling me what to do in my bedroom. You don't see that as being inconsistent?
I see it being very inconsistent. But I personally don't like it. So that's the whole thing. I know, like you said, Republicans tend to want to have the power back, right? But this is so contradictory that I don't understand. I don't get it. But I feel like it's a bigger play for something else, because people are definitely going to start drawing a line. Yeah, it's and then people are going to draw the line in the sand on certain situations, certain issues. I feel like the federal government right now is pushing things to the limit. And you know what I'm saying? They're doing certain things behind the scenes that are crazy to me anyways. And then now you're going to have the states like, well, I'm taking our power back. And what we're going to start having is states being their own little countries.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be back into, the 1800s before you really kind of united us.
Well, that was what federalism was all about, right? Was the states did their own thing, right?
So let me ask this question, and I'm doing this partly to open up the conversation. The other part, I'm still kind of just like, I literally struggle to see what the big deal is. Why is abortion? I missed it. Why is abortion still a big deal?
You want to know
why is this? Yes, please. I would love to know why it's still a big deal. I'm
about to be very blunt, and some people might not like what I got to say, and I really don't care. Y'all know I don't care. Too old to care. Because if we look at the census, it's getting a little too dark for the white folks. Sorry, Daniel.
It's okay.
Black people
be in trouble for that. So.
Black people don't have the money to get abortions like that, because you can't. Two things can't be true at the same time. You can't say that Black people are getting an enormous amount of abortions in one breath and then say Black people are having too many children and not taking care of them. So the white women are the ones who are going to get abortions, and they're trying to stop them because they're trying to keep the race alive.
But the white women will still get the abortions. If their rich daddy doesn't want them to have a kid, they're going to send them off to their relatives' house.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So the white people will still
agree.
Get the abortion.
But what I'm saying is the reason why it's still relevant now is because the country is turning too dark.
All right.
Because Black people are having more babies.
It's already been said, right? In the next 30 years, white people.
The mulatto child is going to be the majority.
The majority here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what everybody says. That we're all going to turn into the Matrix. All those people living in underground in the Matrix, they were all brown. So
yeah. So this is the only way that they can try to stop it, because white people have the money to get abortions. They're getting the abortions. So
how much is an abortion?
Make this shit illegal.
What is it, like 300? I think
It depends.
I thought
on
it was like 250.
Early term, it's really cheap.
It depends on how far you are. It depends on if you get put to sleep or if you stay awake. So it could range from 500 and up.
Okay, so and I get the whole my body, my choice thing, even though that's kind of.
How about we just make all men get vasectomies until they?
I'm saying right
enough to have a goddamn baby, and then they can reverse it.
I'm all for that.
Come on, fellas. It still feel the same.
It just makes no sense that everything has to do with the woman's body, and nothing to do with the man's body.
Let me go get something else to drink.
Because a man can make a baby every single day of the week, every day.
Ooh, we scared
every single day of the week, a man can have a baby or make a baby. A woman can only have one child a year.
Right.
But for some reason, the onus is always on the woman.
And I don't agree with that. I do feel like we should be the ones because we can do it in fruit. Like literally, I can impregnate you. I can impregnate you. I can impregnate you. I can impregnate you.
Look at Nick Cannon. He's proving it.
Yeah, it's only Thursday, and I've impregnated 4 of you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I do feel like it should rest on our shoulders because we can consistently reproduce. Or should I say, make reproduction happen. I get that. I just don't understand. And actually, yes, I do, because when you have division, then you can continue to plow away at an issue, right? Because if you put the onus on men, and I'm gonna be honest with you, men ain't gonna be out there protesting about their rights.
Hell no.
They ain't gonna be out there. No, my body, my choice. They're gonna be like, all right, man, I gotta snip it. What I gotta? How you the vast deference? Like that's how you do it? All right, come on, forget it. Yeah.
And I don't remember where it was, but it was a video or something that came out where it was a white guy being asked about abortion. He was completely against abortion, like 100% against abortion. And then it was his wife asking him. That's who it was. His wife was asking him. And she asked him, she said, well, what if you were cheating on me and got your mistress pregnant? Would you want her to keep the baby? And he was like, that's different. It's conditional on it, huh?
No, I wouldn't want you to. No, why would I want proof of my cheating for the rest of my life? Like, what is wrong with you? No, I don't want that.
It would
you want me to look at that baby every day and realize that, and then you got to look at the baby too?
That'd be awesome.
You're right. Look, men at 60 plus can still make babies. Women have a time stamp. Exactly. DC Young Fly. He just said his dad was 61 when he had him, and he has a 66-year-old brother. My dad. First of all, he ain't handling business with my mom, but that's another story. My oldest brother from my dad and my mom are the same age. Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Don't let that go over your lace front, ladies.
So I think that from a biological point of view, it's much easier to make a male birth control than a female birth control because men, the reproductive system in men is like super simple. It's really simple. Whereas women, it's incredibly complicated and difficult. And so this whole hormone timing thing, none of that happens with men. But the thing is with men is you can't trust them. How many men would say, I've had a vasectomy when they haven't had a vasectomy? All
Me?
Ton of them.
The same amount of women who say they're on birth control when they're not.
How many men would say I'm on birth control pills when they're not? Because men have this thing about having children, and it makes them feel like they're a man now because they have children. So they will lie in order to achieve that goal.
I only lied when I was young just so I could beat Raw, and I really didn't have to lie for very long. Like it wasn't like my thing was I would only find girls who were on birth control. Like, oh, you on birth control? Yes, cool. It's a
how you know she was telling the truth though? You
trust them, you know.
That's
you just trust them.
You're rolling the dice.
I did,
same with men.
And I only have one child, so
that's pretty good.
That's because you got snipped and clipped.
But that was later. I'm talking about when I was young and wilding.
I got snipped when I was 28, and the doctor who did it said, "I don't want to do this. You're way too young. I don't want to do this." I had to berate him.
My body, my choice, guy.
But
my body, my choice. That's what I'd have said.
Not for men. Yeah, not for women though. The government got the control over our bodies.
But and I feel like that's by design, because when you continue to cause that friction, then you can keep doing it. But if you're gonna go path of least resistance, there's no issue because men would literally willingly do it. But women have had so much historically taken from them already. They were the last to vote. They were all the workforce stuff and all of that inequality.
Because we're in a patriarchy, that's why. So if men are running the country, of course they're going to make the laws that affect women, not men.
And they keep it going on intent. And it's crazy to me how people don't see that. Like, how don't you see the intentional conflict that's being created in our society just so things can get moved forward? Because if we all just got along and didn't beef with each other over stupid stuff, like let's use vaccines. Let's remove abortion and just say vaccines. Let's say all of us one day decided, you know what, vaccines are dumb. Every last one of us, vaccines are dumb, and didn't get them, and we weren't arguing with one another about it. The government would have no control. A unified people is
period. If the shit don't work no more, goddamn it, don't work no more. Leave it like it is. No blue pills for you, sir.
I'm down to cuddle. I'm down to cuddle.
There are plenty of ways you can accomplish the same goals.
Here he comes, D Nasty.
Limited supplies. That's right.
Here comes D Nasty.
Creativity, man. It's all about
thousands of ways you could please a woman without ever.
They've written books on it, thousands of years old. Thank you.
I dated a guy who needed some help, and I chucked the deuces. I said, "Oh no, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work." Not that was the only thing wrong, but that was it for me. That was a deal breaker. I was like, nope.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Absolutely.
See, that was a callback.
I know. No, I saw that. Yeah, I saw you spun the block on that one. That was pretty good. That was pretty good, man.
He shouldn't have told me. Don't even tell me. Just pop the pill and come on.
Wait, he told you? I'm sorry. There's just certain things like there's certain things like I'm not gonna confide in a woman with at a certain time. Like if I know it's gonna be
we ain't like that.
Right. If I know this is my audition, I'm not gonna be like, I didn't bring the music that I usually dance to, but I'm gonna try my best. Like, no. Like you don't do that. Like you go.
Sorry. Right. I need
First
that.
of all,
I'm sorry. I need that.
Don't ever call it that.
Doesn't wee imply something else though?
No, it still plays.
It's a small penis.
Okay. Yeah, I know that meaning, but
it's a small.
I thought it also was the stuff that comes from.
Ding-a-ling works best too.
Yeah.
I just need some dick. I ain't got time for all the extra shit. Grown man dick, not no wee, not no penis, not no ding-a-ling. Dick.
You know what's funny? I gotta laugh because I was listening to Wasting Time today, and Drake said, "Gold medalists flushing the magnums so they're not collecting my specimens." And I thought to myself, which one of us is sitting here thinking Drake uses magnums? But moving on.
Oh my God! Are you crazy? Something's wrong with you.
He said magnums. Come on, Drake. You don't even talk like that.
Don't do him like that.
Don't do Champagne Poppy like that. She don't do Champagne Poppy like that. You got the best hopes for.
She said ding-a-ling, peen, dick, whatever I need.
You know what's crazy? When we don't feel like it, we don't get it out. We get berated.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what kind of women you deal with.
Did you notice that you bring D Nasty on the show and this is where it ends up going? Your show is never like this.
It is.
It's not this bad. No, it hasn't been this bad.
Not this bad this early. Your nickname did do that.
I'm sure.
Wayne, do you have a game to play?
Wayne is very quiet. Not Wayne. Sorry.
I thought
you're fine. You're fine.
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yes, I do.
But so we're gonna play a game, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready?
Y'all gonna hate this.
Oh shit, Wayne! What did you do this week?
Y'all gonna hate this.
Y'all, we need y'all to participate. So Wayne's gonna ask a question.
I'm only gonna ask one question because there's 4 of us, and this one's probably gonna.
Oh God! But we need y'all in the comments with y'all answers too.
So, would you rather find out that your celebrity crush is the opposite gender of what you think of them as, or would you rather get the opportunity, to sleep with your celebrity crush and have it not work?
What not work?
The
penis or the vagina?
Well, anything. You run into David Banner, let's say, and you just Sahara. There's no.
Don't do that.
There's nothing for you. There's nothing for you. Like you trying hard to muster it up. You like, come on, moisture, right? You just like this, and it's not working. Would you rather find out that he's actually a woman?
No, I'd rather it not work. I'd rather it not work. That would crush me if David Banner was a woman. Crush. You hear me? Crush me. I'd rather it not work.
As we discussed earlier, there are plenty of alternate solutions. It's not working. So that's clearly the best option, because that's a problem you can solve.
I'd rather it not work.
Yo.
We're all even.
She said method lady and I will be bumping cootie cat. She's talking about method
lady. Method lady. Her and method lady scissoring.
Oh, that is hilarious, Vaughn. You are crazy.
Scissoring.
That wins the internet today.
Oh, that is funny. Oh my God.
How are you scissoring with Method Man? And I think the thing that made me think of this is because, like, I look at some female celebrities and I'll be like, I feel like you could probably be a dude. And I'll side eye it. But I would rather it not work as well. Yeah, but surprise me? No.
What say you, Adrian?
I already said
he said it rather it wouldn't work.
Rather it wouldn't work.
Yeah, because don't y'all do that to my David. Don't y'all do that.
Well, no, and I'm mad that it had to be him, because I do like him a lot. His last album was very fire.
I couldn't imagine. He's way too smart. He's just such an amazing guy, and he's everything. That's all I gotta say. He's a man.
Have you never met him?
No, but Anthony said he's gonna introduce me to him. Nope, I haven't met him yet. I'm just waiting.
Who would you like to meet that you haven't met yet? I'm gonna ask Adrian because he don't get excited about much, so I think I gotta ask.
Adrian's been very quiet this whole show.
Cause he high.
Oh well.
I don't know. I don't want to.
Yes.
Who do I want to meet? Okay. Well, let me explain. So you're right, Rain. I don't really get excited. So
right.
Like I would get excited. I would have to meet guys that I looked up to as a kid to get excited. So when I met 8Ball and MJG, it was like I was stuttering. Like, you hear me? I was stuttering. I'm like, y'all really, y'all made me love hip hop. Yo, I was like, kid, I swear to God, I couldn't say a sentence. They looking at me like,
what's wrong with this nigga?
Right, like, get it out, brother, get it out. Like, yeah. So we took the picture and everything. I'm like, dang, I messed it up. I never thought I would be starstruck. That's the only time in my life I was starstruck. But probably the only other time I would think that I probably would get starstruck is if I met King Griffey Jr.
You want to hear something, Adrian?
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me you met him. I'm gonna be hurt. Man.
I met him in Florida.
Wow.
We talked about his car, his Nissan, the SDR.
Mm-hmm. You met King Griffey Jr. I'm
yes,
jealous.
I did.
Wow.
He's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy.
Yes.
I think that
what about you, Wayne?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not trying to be as cool as Adrian right now, but when you read stories, when you read stories about some of the people who used to be your favorites, like I used to want to meet Michael Jordan when I was young, and then I found out he was a complete douchebag.
Asshole.
And then I watched the documentary because I knew before the documentary came out that he was a complete douche. I used to want to meet Hov, but then I'm kind of like, I don't think I would want to meet Hov. I think I'll pass on. But who I do really want to meet, to be honest with you, because I had the chance to meet him one time, but he had just won the belt, and that was a different Mike Tyson. I want to meet this new Mike Tyson. I want to meet this Mike Tyson. Like the one who had it all, lost it all, and has a perspective on life that's changed him. I want to meet that Mike Tyson because I like listening.
You want to meet the Mike Tyson that beat up the dude on the plane?
Yeah, so the airplane.
First of all,
he deserved it.
Who did that kid think he was to even play himself like that?
Stupid ass.
He was an ass.
I'd have beat his ass too.
He deserved what he got
out of here.
Like, who are you playing with? Like I don't
Mike
understand
Tyson.
That. Like, but yeah, for me, it would be this. It would be. I mean, that's why I got the poster. Like, because like when I think about somebody,
nobody see all that goddamn shit on that wall.
No, I mean this one. It was up last week. It was up last week, but it fell. It fell in the middle of the week. But Mike Tyson, when you think about just people who've been through stuff, and yeah, exactly. And you just want to hear it. You just want to hear it, like how he navigated having so much and then losing it, and then being right here, right now, appreciating things. And it's like sometimes, I mean, his podcast is a tough watch because sometimes he rants, but if you catch a good clip where he's like really talking about his inner struggles and stuff, like I'm with that.
So what about you, Daniel?
Honestly, I don't really have any celebrity people that I'm like, I really want to meet this guy or girl. I'm not really a celebrity watcher that way. I would certainly I'm sure there are plenty of people that I would have an interesting conversation with. But I can't really think of anybody in particular, except maybe Ken Griffey Jr., that I would really want to meet.
See how you doing that?
I'm such an ass.
Messed up, right?
Such an ass.
Well, Daniel, you're on the podcast with a celebrity, the Core Queen, just so you know.
Great.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm pretty sure like we've all met a lot of celebrities. I've ran into so many celebrities like in the airport. I actually sat next to D. Ray Davis on a flight.
Oh Lord.
And it was the best flight I had ever been on because we was dying on that flight. Like D. Ray is funny. He ain't super cool, super dope. But yeah, like I met a lot of celebrities and they don't really, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like regular people, but like I said, it's a couple in my childhood that I would definitely like probably stutter, fan out on. Like, yeah, if I met. Other than that, like I'm pretty cool on celebrities.
I walked past Stephen Hawking in Cambridge, England one time. Does that count?
No, because he wasn't walking.
Nah, he wasn't walking. I didn't stop and talk to him or anything. So, but that's probably the most famous person I've ever actually encountered.
I met Bill Cosby when I was like 7.
There you go.
Don't say that again.
I met Bill Cosby when I was 7 at Brooklyn College.
I saw Meg Thee Stallion in the Atlanta airport.
Who?
Meg Thee Stallion.
Didn't know who she was.
Because just work wonders, don't they?
All the hip hop that I listen to is much smaller scale stuff than that. So
I met too many celebrities and now I don't give a damn about none of them.
Right.
If it ain't David Banner or Killer Mike, I don't care.
Killer Mike could be a cool person to talk to. That's
right. Yes, he would. Yeah, he
would be really interesting. Yeah.
Killer Mike would be
only two
for sure.
I mean, celebrities. Most of them are not nice people. And I feel like I'm a celebrity, so I don't give a fuck about what they talk about no way. So yeah.
Right. There's certain days I do feel famous. No, I feel you. No, you joking, but I feel
I'm not. I'm being serious.
I'm like, I feel famous today. I think I'm just gonna make people treat me like a celebrity.
Listen, when we go out, if I go out, they know I'm not standing in no line. I'm not partying with regular people. Not doing none of that. No.
Hold on, let me ask you this. Do you think it's because we're getting older? No, because the reason why I say that, I feel the same way. Like
I was like this in my 20s.
Okay.
I would leave.
Because I'm not standing up at nobody's party. Like if I ain't got no section, I'm not going in. Like
going.
No, like I'm not going and standing up in nobody's club. But also too, I think part of it is getting older and getting my money up. So
I'm not wasting my money in there. I got a full bar at my house, a movie theater upstairs, like 3 hookahs in the closet. I'm not going.
If I am to go, I'm not like, yo, we got to get a section. I'm not standing up for no 4 hours in nobody's club. Like, it's not happening.
I met Robin Williams. He came to Turkey. Great guy. Great guy.
Nice guy. Yeah.
Great guy. You know who was a bitch? Julia Roberts.
Really?
She was a real bitch. They came and did a tour in Turkey when they did the first Ocean's 11. Okay. She was such a bitch, and she didn't have her veneers over her teeth, and she looked a fucking mess. She had gaps in every tooth. But George Clooney was the man. You hear me? He was the man. He was amazing.
So wait.
Drunk as shit, but
So wait. Julia Roberts wears veneers.
You done hurt Wayne's feelings. No, I
don't. No,
she was not pretty at all in person, for real. I'm not even trying. Maybe she changed now, but back then she looked a mess.
Julia Roberts isn't my I could care less. It just threw me off. Like now I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what other celebrities cosmetic.
I assume they all do.
About 99.9% of them.
Right. And they all have plastic surgery, and they're all those. I have a theory that all those really bad pictures you see of the celebrities are the ones that they take right after plastic surgeries, so that their face looks all messed up because it hasn't healed yet. They get caught out when their faces haven't healed yet, and get published in the National Enquirer.
Yeah. No, I just wonder. Like, I wonder if Steve Harvey's mustache, because it's so perfect and round, is actually.
Well, they say his hair when he had hair was a lace front.
Right. Yeah, they say his hair wasn't his. Because think about it.
It wasn't his hair.
How do you go from having the crispiest lineup to like no hair at all?
There was no recession at all. It was just
no
gone.
Recession. None.
Come on now. Yeah, they said it was a lace front.
But
Rich, you can do what you want to do. I don't know. But okay, so I don't know if y'all heard this.
I just don't know.
Daniel is petty as fuck.
Dang, Wayne. I don't even do none of this.
You do. I don't ever want you to think you don't do anything. Adrian, don't ever think you don't do anything.
I don't do the hair thing to you or the beard thing
I don't care.
To you.
I don't care.
So, okay.
Well, see, that's one thing. I can't grow a beard to save my life. Well, I'm 53 years old. I cannot grow a beard to save my life.
Wow.
Then I guess you ain't that nasty then.
No.
What
I always tell people is I have better uses for my testosterone than body hair. So
you just ain't had the right protein to sit on that face.
Wayne, I got that.
You ain't had enough you ain't had the right protein sit on that face, Daniel, to make it grow. That's what I'm saying.
Protein on my face? I don't want protein on my face. I'm just put that out there.
You should. Protein is very good for you.
Yeah.
It helps things grow.
I'm talking about something completely different than you.
You are.
I know.
She's not. Go ahead.
On purpose, not talking about the same thing.
Go ahead, dude.
Okay, I don't know if y'all heard this clip. So Young Thug, the rapper, made a comment that sent people in an uproar. And I wish I had the clip so I could play it, but I don't. And pretty much in a nutshell, he said that people should stop having children if they can't afford them. And so the uproar was that people were feeling like now that he's at a place of privilege, he wants to judge people. And they were also saying like, okay, but when your mother had you, could she afford to have you? So it's this big old back and forth, people giving their opinions about rich people commenting on poor people problems. What do y'all think?
I agree with him. I think me and Adrian both stood here one day and was like, yeah, we 1000% agree with the fact that if you can't afford to have kids, you should not be having them, because his perspective is not one of privilege now. It comes from the fact that he's from the trenches and he's seen the ills of fatherless children or children who aren't being watched after or looked over as much. So he's coming from a perspective of okay, I would much rather had not gone through everything I went through versus somebody being prepared to have me.
I'm sorry. I had to put that up there.
Well, now, see, that's the thing. They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Oh. Okay, go back to the young thug. So I just had to put that comment up there.
But yeah, like
I mean, I agree too, but I think there's a caveat to my agreement.
Go ahead.
Because of course, in a perfect world, we would never have children and we can't afford them. That sounds so good. But when you're talking about broken homes and children having babies, 15, 16, 17 years old, they're not thinking they're not planning to have a baby. You also have people who out there who have taken all types of precautions, gotten freaking tubes tied, all kinds of shit, and still have babies. So there are certain things that are out of our control. I'm not saying that we should not be teaching our children to be more responsible, to have a plan. That all sounds really, really, really good from sound mind individuals who can formulate a thought and can get this point across to their children. That makes so much sense. Like, it sounds great. But the reality is, most of us were born into poverty. Most of the greatest people on this planet were born into poverty. So to make it, I don't even think finances should be the biggest issue. If you're not mentally stable, emotionally stable, it's a lot of other shit that come along with you shouldn't have a child if. Money is one of them, but it's a whole lot of other shit that should come along with that. That's all I got.
I agree. I agree completely. Now let's go back to this face sitting thing.
Yo.
Daniel!
Yo.
Oh my God!
Yo.
Y'all done got D Nasty started now, goddamn.
Yo.
I am having so much fun.
Yo.
Oh God. I can't. Y'all crazy. D Nasty
Go ahead.
he ain't
You said
saying
you want to go
nothing
back to
about
it. Go
nobody
ahead.
ain't sitting on his
Hey, what I said was y'all don't know. I was talking about certain things, and there are other things. So yes, you could. I'm not going to name names, but my face is not a virgin face. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, well, okay then. Shit.
Hey, I've lived a life. I've done.
You're supposed to.
I've done some things.
You're supposed to. That's a myth, though. I don't believe that the whole sitting on the face will guarantee you some lustrous beard.
It doesn't.
No. I done sat on plenty of faces
but
and them
it's
motherfuckers
fun.
ain't got no goddamn beard.
But
I know.
It's fun to think about.
I got some good protein.
I have a theory that the reason goatees got trendy and popular was because they provided extra stimulation during oral sex, but that's just a theory.
Shut your mouth, Dan.
My beard got thick after my wife started sitting on my face.
See, there
Where
you go.
you been? I'm sorry. I didn't know my son was outside. Where you been? I'm gonna get you.
He's been listening. He's been listening closely to all this.
Go take a shower.
Educational experience.
No, I didn't know he was outside. He just came in the house. It's 9:13. He's 12.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
I know. I'm gonna fuck him up. Yeah, I'm gonna get him.
Women like bald heads. What you talking about? Y'all love bald head dudes.
I like hair.
Wait. Whose
name
did I drop?
You, Wayne. Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
I'm
Whose name I dropped?
I don't think I've ever dated a bald guy. Have I? I think I did, but that was not a good experience, and not because he was bald. It had nothing to do with his being bald. So we're gonna go into.
No.
Okay, so would you stay in a relationship with a person who had bad sex, couldn't cook, or has a bad attitude?
Do I have to pick one
So-
of those three?
So when I formulated that, it was which one of these would you not stay for? Like if one person possessed these, like not because first of all, if you're a person and you possess all three of those, then you need to just hang it up and understand that you're gonna be single for a minute.
Oh yeah, that's why I said or.
Yeah.
If they had
If
any
I have
of
to
those
pick one of those
things,
three, then it's can't cook. I can totally forget about that. I can always eat out. Get me fat, but I could definitely eat out.
y'all give me a second. I gotta be right back. Shit.
So I got picking the worst one. Like
Which one would you stay in of the worst? Which one would you stay in a relationship with if the person possessed? Which one would you stay?
Oh,
okay. Can't cook.
oh,
Can't cook. Cause I need the sex and I ain't dealing with no bad attitude.
yeah. No,
Can't cook.
yeah, can't cook for sure. That's to me. That's not even close.
Yeah, but y'all act like y'all ain't never been in a relationship with people with bad attitudes, though.
I have, and
We're
that's
not
the
gonna do
point. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's my point. Why I would never do it. You know, bad
Lesson
attitude.
learned.
Can't
How
do
long
that.
did you stay with the bad attitude?
Hey, hold on. Somebody wants to say something. Hold on. I had to disconnect my headphones so y'all can hear. Hold on. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Well,
All right, go ahead.
yo, what's up? What's up?
Can y'all hear?
Yeah.
Who that
Yeah.
Money Train?
Yes, Money Train.
You gonna tell us that y'all engaged?
We are not engaged. That was a joke.
That's what the plan, ain't it?
I can't even say what I was gonna say no more.
What you was gonna say? What you was gonna say?
I can't even say what I was gonna say no more.
What you was gonna say?
I can't even say what I was gonna say no more.
You done interrupt the whole damn show. You ain't gonna say what you was gonna say?
Somebody's in the background doing it. Is that Money Train?
You know that's Wayne.
And I had a question exactly for Wayne.
Ask him.
I can't even say it no more because he done blew my coat.
Oh my God. Bye, Ralph. You're
She
not
used
gonna ask
government
you-
name and everything. That's
You're
rough.
not gonna ask. Oh my God, I'm gonna kick his ass. I don't know.
I want to know what he had to ask then.
He wasn't gonna ask you now because you blew his cover. Everybody's gonna know who he was.
Oh, my fault. Let's start over, and then I don't know what he's gonna now. See, I hate when I do that. That's my fault. I hate when I do that. I should have knew better. I should have
See,
knew better.
talking about somebody engaged. Ain't nobody
Can't cook.
engaged.
Can't cook, man. Can't cook, baby.
You taking the can't cook?
Yeah, because the bad sex and bad attitude. That's a no.
What is bad sex really? Like from a female perspective, like what's bad sex? Like how does a woman give bad sex?
She ain't got
Well,
no juice box. You
You said from a woman's perspective, how does
my
the
bad.
No. Go ahead, Adrian. No, Adrian. He was on the right track. I just wanted to know what makes a woman. So what? Because
I thought maybe you was asking Didi, or are you asking just?
I'm
period?
asking generally, like what makes.
Yeah.
Well, I think for men, it's easy to explain how that's not good.
Yeah, bad juice box, no rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just lay there.
Bad body odor,
Dead
lazy.
fish.
Oh my! Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What?
Jeez.
Come on now. You know, it's some you put. You done. Woo.
Oh, that's terrible.
Hey, they out here. You know they out here.
Them little wee wees ain't working. That ain't it. Them little wee wees.
She's obsessed. She's obsessed.
So yeah, that's giving you some examples of what makes it bad.
But most, I think, I'm gonna speak for myself. For women, if the chemistry is right, I don't know if there's any such thing as bad sex because we are emotional creatures.
Right.
So if you get all the other things flowing, it's just gonna be good anyway.
Well,
Well,
I
But
would
if you
like
got
to
a little
say
wee, I don't
I
know.
have been told that I wasn't putting enough effort into it, and I had to step up my game. So that happened to be very early on, and it stuck with me. It's like, okay, so
now you're giving playoff P.
you gotta
Man, you're
pay attention at all times to what you're doing. You can't just mail it in. And so she was very disappointed with my level of effort.
Well, at
Now,
least she was honest.
yes, exactly. Now that she ended up marrying me, so she decided I was okay after the end of all thing. But I, like I said, I was early on, and I didn't have it all straightened out yet. I was young and dumb and stupid. So yeah.
But that's why I always say, like, men have the most pressure to perform in every aspect of relationships, because if you phone it in one night and you just it's not it, and like the pressure the pressure to succeed financially, the pressure to succeed physically, we can't just be on some like, let me do this real quick. Y'all could get away with all that, and nobody's gonna pressure y'all. Like we have a lot of pressure as men to perform.
Well, in our defense, I'm going to repeat what I just heard before I got on this podcast. I thought it was the most genius thing I've heard in a long time. And Adrian, cover your ears because we know how you feel about the church and the Bible. But for anybody who's read the Bible, have heard about Adam and Eve. Eve was not created until everything was created. It was done.
Right.
She came into shit and it was done. It was there. She didn't have to do a goddamn thing but come and help. So that's why we expect for shit to be all the way together.
That's very insightful.
I wanna challenge that, but I can't because
we came to help. We didn't come to provide a goddamn thing, but some help. So have your shit together and provide the playoff D.
Pressure, man.
What else we got, Dee? What else?
Okay, so listen, I wish I would have downloaded this clip that you sent right before we got on here so people could hear how insane this woman sounded. She sounded out of her freaking mind, where she discussed divorcing her husband who checked every single box. He was amazing, but he didn't make enough money. She divorced him specifically to find somebody else who made more money.
Well, she's gonna have a shitty life.
She's married. She's remarried now on a reality show, and I watched now before she made this comment. I watched her interaction with her husband, her new husband, and it didn't seem genuine, and I didn't know why. I couldn't figure out what it was. It was just weird to me. And now that she had that conversation, I'm like, oh, because she just married a man for the money. It's crazy. And then the crazy part about the whole clip to me that stood out the most was at the end of the clip, the female that she was talking to actually was consoling her because she was crying about how hurt she was. Really? You left a great man because he didn't make enough money for you, but you married him. Make it make sense. What y'all think? Would you leave your significant other for someone with more money?
Well, one, you're talking to men right now, so that's not even in IMO for the most part. So, of course not.
We leave our wives for someone younger, not someone with more money. That's
Damn.
That's just the way it happens. I'm not saying I would do
Don't-
that. But that's the way it happens.
First of all, you just said you would do that.
I did not say I would do that.
You said
men
we
do that,
would.
but I
you
did
said
not
we
say
would
I would
leave.
do that. I said men do that, but I did not say I
Yeah.
would.
Rich men who want to be able to tell their women what to do that.
Right. They're finding somebody young and that they can boss around. And they don't typically have any money. So it's not about men marrying women for money.
It's more control for them.
They look for assets.
Mm-hmm.
Assets.
I wouldn't even know how to feel. Here he comes. I wouldn't even know how to make my mind do that. I wouldn't even know how to make my mind go, you know, I tried this, but I'm trying to live a certain lifestyle, and you can't provide that lifestyle for me. See how unnatural that feels? That feels unnatural. Just the mindset, like men marrying for money. I mean, we could take the power back and be on some.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Who? Where?
It happens all the time. What?
When?
Sugar babies? You never heard of a sugar baby?
There are
Happens all the time.
So, okay, so Adrian will back me up on this because he's a self-made guy himself. So he doesn't need to marry a woman for money because if he needs money, he'll go out and make it himself. He'll go out and do it himself. And that's my feeling is that if my second wife, I married her because she could teach me business. I did not marry her for her money. I married her for her knowledge. But
why you married the first one?
Because I was young and stupid. I was 21 years old. Nobody does that when they're 21 years old.
And skeeting and beating.
I got married, so I get it.
So no,
I was skeeting and beating.
Yeah, I was young and stupid and made a mistake and realized that I was not in love with my wife. And
what love got to do with
it?
No, I'm joking. I'm sounding like Tina Turner here. What love got to do with it?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It doesn't really have anything to do with it. And that's what I found out about marriage. It's not about, it's about
business.
Who you can, and that's the thing. My second marriage was a business, and that didn't work either. So, yeah, I'm just gonna.
Daniel, how long were you married the first time?
2 years.
And what about the second time?
The second time was 10. But that was more of a stubborn inability to walk away. I decided I was going to try to make it work. And so I stuck it out for a little while.
That's a long time, Daniel.
Man, there was a 10-year in between that was with somebody who I was married to.
Oh.
So, but that was after the accident. So that changed everything in that whole relationship. So that was.
So out of your 2 marriages, who filed for divorce? I'm trying to see if Kevin Samuel's theory is true.
Oh, what's the theory?
Don't tell me.
I'm gonna tell you after you answer.
Okay, so I don't know who it was mutual for both of them, but it was definitely I was the driver.
Somebody had to file first.
No, you can file mutual. You can both file.
So y'all went to the courthouse together?
Well, I didn't do anything with the courthouse. I did it myself. I filled out the paperwork, everything myself.
So who initiated the paperwork?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I initiated both of them by my sort of feelings. And
really?
I basically said, you know what, this isn't working.
Well, Kevin Samuel's theory is not true. Well, it could be true.
So again, what's the theory? Because
it could be true, but you fell into the percentage that he never talks about.
Exactly. I'm
That's
an outlier. I've been an outlier my whole life.
I think he said
that it's typically women that file for divorce and not men.
I can't remember. It's a very high percentage, 80 to 90% of women.
Yeah, 80
file
to 90% that file for divorce. It's typically not a man. It's typically a woman that files for divorce.
Because most of the time, men, when they commit, no matter what.
Well, see, that's the thing is I wasn't really super committed. So.
Oh, Daniel. Well, goddamn, shit.
Are you open to marrying again? Would you ever marry again?
You know what? Now. After 2.5 times, no, I'm not going to do it again.
2.5. So tell me this, Daniel. Yeah. What was the worst thing about being married?
My tendency is to, we'll say, change myself, change my behaviors to suit the person I'm with. And it gets to be where that's difficult to maintain the new personality and the sort of internal pressures to sort of, this isn't working, and you keep trying to like make considerations and make compromises and things, and eventually, I'm just, I guess I'm just not. Since I don't particularly see the value in being married, it wasn't something I really wanted to put a lot of effort into because I'm not a big marriage kind of guy in the first place.
So what made you get married?
Because I thought I was supposed to. I thought that it would make me. I thought it would make me happy, and it didn't. I went into it with the wrong ideas. I went into it with the wrong goals and the wrong plans, and wasn't. It didn't suit me.
And were you like raised around married couples? Is that why it made you feel like you needed to do?
Well, my parents have been together for 50 years. Well, they worked together 50 years. My dad died recently, but yeah, my parents were together my whole life. And so yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not true. My uncle got divorced. Both my uncles got divorced. So my family was intact my whole life. Thanks, Kim.
So, but it was pressure because that was the norm.
Right.
Like this is what you're supposed to do. These are the steps you're supposed to take. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. And I did a lot of things
interesting
in my
that you
life
said that because
that's what I was supposed to do. Yeah.
That's interesting that you said that because what's the antithesis of that is in the Black community, you don't really see marriage that often. So the whole single independent woman thing is like the theme.
Yeah.
And that's killing us. But for
the woman I
talk
married,
about marriage that way is different. Like
the Trinity woman I married, the one I was with for 10.5 years, she swore she would never get divorced. She was firmly against it. Her parents were together for 50 years too. So in the Caribbean, it's a different situation. And there's stable family life, and she was just like, I'm not getting a divorce until she was. Finally, I was like, oh, you're moving. You're going back to Philly.
Don't do Philly like that.
Hey, she's
Philly
from,
like that.
She's from. Do you know where Broad Street is? Mm-hmm. So just south of Broad Street. I used to hang out on Broad Street all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was out there showing out then. Okay.
No, I was a good boy.
You might be all right. You might be able to come to the cookout.
Oh, I'm allowed to come to the cookout? All right.
You might be allowed to come to the cookout.
Oh, I might be.
I think your answers are so insightful, like for real. To hear like your side of the marriage thing and just being open and honest about it. Yeah. Wayne don't tell us a lot, so
you don't ask me anything.
I'm joking. I don't. Because I don't know if I can.
No, you can't. Listen, man, I got divorce paperwork downstairs. I got to sign and get notarized. But the fact of the matter is, I thoroughly enjoyed being married. And the next time I do get married,
my place to go in Philly. I love that place.
Like
where? Yep. My daughter's Puerto Rican, Italian, and Indian. So listen.
Sorry, Wayne, I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, that's fine. No, I very much enjoyed being married. Like I would never not want to be married. A lot of good things came out of it.
Yeah.
But it just got to a point where my communication style and her communication style started to clash because I communicate well, she doesn't. And that's always going to cause a problem when problems do arise. Because if you can't discuss them, then it never, you know what I'm saying? And she was never open to being accountable. So when you're not open to being accountable, it's hard to discuss how we're going to move going forward if you don't think you did anything wrong. So
that's 98% of women.
So from there, you know what I'm saying? Like if I ever do,
don't do it. That's rough. That's rough.
You know it's true.
Am I lying?
No.
Hey, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just saying.
I used to be like, shit, man, I ain't do nothing wrong. What you talking about? Fuck you.
Right. Yeah.
I just smacked the shit out you, and I ain't no business hitting you
at all.
But I'm gonna plead my case.
Yes.
You should have had more self-control than to not let me hit you like that.
Right. Why you let me hit you? Shit.
Why
you
a
man?
Move?
Man up.
You work out. You should have dodged that.
This is the American way. It's not my fault.
Listen.
It's not my fault.
Look.
Yeah, it can't just be one person.
I was the worst of the worst. So I understand. Listen, I am telling you from a place of experience that these hoes ain't taking accountability for shit.
They're not.
They not.
They're not. I listen to them talk every day, and I listen to them talk about their relationships, and everything is about what he didn't do and what he should have done, and it's never about what I could have done to make it better. Because a lot of times, and even in the conversations that I overhear, because I do a lot of ear hustling, I like to listen to people talk when they think nobody's listening. Women think
that's how you find the most fun stuff out.
Seriously, like women think giving a little tricky fellatio with some ice or some grapes is going to keep.
But that's your fault
in the doorway.
That's your fault for accepting.
No,
that
it
shit,
is.
Though.
It is. It's 1,000.
Because here's my theory. Here's my theory. Women, first of all, we only do what y'all allow us to do, and men got to stop wanting to lead when it's convenient. You got to lead in every aspect, on every plane, on every platform, no matter what. Even if that means you got to get rid of her. Men need to be the leader all the time. She shouldn't be dictating what happens in this relationship because you're the head. Yeah, she gets to give you input and you guys get to talk about stuff and y'all compromise on certain things. But when it comes to leading and directing, men have to take that stance and that position at all times. It cannot be conditional ever. Because when you give us wiggle room, we gonna take it.
And y'all gonna set up shop there too.
And we gonna act the whole goddamn ass. A whole ass. We gonna act
now
the
the
ass
wiggle
now.
room. Now the wiggle room is just a room. It's not even like it's just a room.
We took over.
Wiggle in.
We took over. Listen, we take it over. Because if we see that you're not gonna take the lead, move. I got it. Get out my way. Move. That's why if you ever listen to Adrian talk, he is firm in everything that he talks about. It ain't no gray area for Adrian. None. Especially when it's come to his family. Because he is responsible for where they move into. The direction that they're going in. It ain't no wiggle room. It ain't no gray area. It is what it is. You either take it or leave it. And he's proven that with telling us about his dating experience and telling us how he was intentional about picking his wife, the mother of his children. There was no gray area there. It wasn't none, period. That's how men with intention, that's how they move. It ain't no, oh, well, she did. No, that bitch had to go. She didn't fall in line. She got to go.
Speaking of Adrian, the reason you said you were going to bring me on here in the first place last week was to talk about trans rights. And I know Adrian is just dying to talk about trans rights.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm not talking. I'm listening.
So, you guys still want to talk about that?
I want to bring up something because I thought it was interesting that Dwayne Wade was asked a question the other day. Right. And I don't know if y'all heard it. He was doing an interview and they asked him, what advice would you give another parent whose child came out as transgender? Mm-hmm. His answer, I thought, was very enlightening. I still don't agree, but I thought it was very insightful how he was able to come to terms with his son wanting to transition into being his daughter. And he said, remember the feeling that you had in that delivery room when you held your child for the first time. You vowed to protect them no matter what. And he was like, he said, we all want little clones of ourselves and it may not turn out that way. But he said, my duty is to just love you no matter what.
No,
I just wanted to let y'all know that's what he said. That's all. Because I'm going to say this. I just can't even imagine that it was easy for him to accept that.
Right.
But how do you continue to love your child in spite of your beliefs when they're different than yours?
Right. And that's actually going to segue nicely into what I was going to say. So I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. What I say and what I think isn't going to matter to any of you one little bit. So all I can say is what my feelings are on the subject and why I was so vocal when you guys were talking about it and I was making all those comments in the sideline. you kept talking about the choice and how this person was too young to make the choice. And what I've come to the realization I came to for myself was it's not a question of choice. You're talking about the difference between a sexual orientation versus a sexual identity. Sexual orientation and sexual preference is a choice. Sexual identity is not a choice. It's how you see yourself. And even before I was interested in having sex, I knew I was a boy. And so if somebody sees themselves in a different way, it's not my place to tell them how they see themselves. And it's like we were saying about the abortion. If someone else feels a different way than I do, that's on them. And if I have a child and I love that child and they choose to come to tell me that they feel this way about themselves, then I'm going to support them, because a lot of parents wouldn't. And I don't think those parents are being respectful of their child's identity, how they see themselves, because like I say, it's not a choice they're making. It's just who they are. And I can't tell someone, this is how you are, this is who you are, because that's the decision they have to make for themselves. So that's how I answer the whole thing. I boiled it down. I thought about this for a whole week, and I boiled it down a lot.
I'll go next. Let them simmer on that because they look a little perplexed. I have no problem with anybody identifying as whatever they want to identify as.
Right.
My issue is overall with the transgender community is it's kind of contradictory, because you want to be respected in a way that people respect how you identify as this, pronoun.
Right.
But if I don't agree with it, now I'm a bad guy. So now you're judging me the same way you don't want to be judged.
No, because they're judging you for something different.
No, they're not. I don't have to accept how you identify.
I don't have to agree.
As you can identify with however you want.
Right.
But I don't have to agree with it.
But
like,
see,
you're trying to force me to do something that you don't like people to force you to do.
No.
You want people to identify you as what you want to be identified as.
Right.
I don't have to disrespect you. I don't have to, but I am not about to sit here and try to mince my words to figure out if it's they, hey, he, who. I'm not doing that. Because now what you're doing to me is the same thing you say you don't want me doing to you.
Because what you're doing is you're not respecting their decision. If you're not,
no, that's their no. That's their decision.
Their decision.
Okay, so let's take it this way. Rachel Dolezal said that she was identified as being black. I don't agree.
Yes.
You're not black.
Yes.
So I'm not going to acknowledge you as being black.
Yes.
You
and
can
not only
identify
that, we
as
forced her.
You can identify as a goddamn horse for all I give a fuck about. But you can't force me to accept what you identify yourself as.
Also, we forced her to not be black.
That's why her ass back white.
Because the outcry was so loud and resounding that
to me the contradiction is sickening to me. It's sickening to me because I don't have to do anything, just like you don't have to do anything. You could be whatever you want to be. I am not, just like people who don't agree with abortion, don't fucking get one.
Word.
You don't get to tell me what to do. Just like I don't get to tell you what to do. I can't tell you nothing about what you want to do. And you can't tell me about what I want to do. It's just contradicting to me.
Let me tell you. Let me paint a scenario for you. You're at a party.
And wait, but just let me caveat this. I was one of my top babysitters as a child is transgender. When he started babysitting me, he was a man. His name was Monkey. I love him to death. Her, because now she's a woman.
Right.
Karan, one of the most beautiful souls I've ever met in my life. Ever.
Okay.
But I do not have to be constrained to anything that I don't want to be, just like you don't.
Right.
So I think it's just unfair for you to demand something from me, but I can't demand anything from you. That's all I'm saying.
They're asking you to call them the pronoun that they choose to be addressed as. That's what they're asking you to do.
And I do. I'm just saying, just in general, not me. Not me.
What you're saying is you don't want them to ask you to do anything, but you're doing what they're asking you to do.
But I don't think you should be forcing people to do something that they don't want to do. Well, the same way you don't want people forcing you to do things that they don't want to do.
Anything they want to do. That's
right. But then they're homophobic. They're transphobic. They're getting called all these different names because they don't want to. You're doing the same thing that you're complaining about people doing to you. You're doing it to them.
But what if I don't understand? Here's the other thing too. What if I don't understand what's going on? You know how like sometimes when people have a language barrier, they just speak their language louder.
Right.
Like that's what if I don't understand? What if I literally don't understand what this is? Now,
ask questions.
Instead of you taking the stance that, man, maybe he just doesn't understand what it is. Now I'm phobic of some sort because I can't wrap my mind around it. So I choose to distance myself from it and not deal with it. That's the other thing too. Not dealing with something doesn't make you phobic. It makes you, if anything, it makes you dismissive of it. And if I'm being dismissive of your lifestyle, but you're still getting to live it, I don't see where, you know what I'm saying? I don't see where we confer or where we differ at all. Like there's things about my lifestyle you don't understand, but you dismiss it. There's things about your lifestyle I understand. I dismiss it, but my dismissiveness makes you feel offended, whereas yours doesn't offend me. I don't understand that.
People get offended all the time for stupid reasons.
Every goddamn day.
There you go. Exactly. So I think that getting bent out of shape about the reactions is missing the point. I think if people respect other people's decisions about how they want to live their lives, then the world would be fine. But I think that because enough people don't respect how other people choose to live their lives, that's why the situation has been set up where they have to react the way that they do. When someone says, I don't necessarily agree with the way you choose to live your life, they have to immediately go to 11 because that's the way the culture has sort of become. Where you can't have two people with opposing viewpoints anymore because, God forbid, two people don't feel exactly the same. They'll go to their own little ivory towers and they'll live their own lives and they'll never interact with one another. What we need to do is we need to start having people talk that feel different ways about a subject. And they need to come onto podcasts and have discussions where they have opposing viewpoints and not rip each other's lungs out. And that is a dying art in America, in the world, really. That's a dying art as far as any place I've ever been. People have stopped sort of talking, and they go to their own little place on Facebook, and they interact with their friends, and they read their news sources, and they get their information from their sources that reinforce their own perspectives, and that becomes their way they see the world, and they don't go and see opposing viewpoints. And I will be 1,000% honest with you guys. When I first started watching this show, you pissed me off on a regular. I turned it off once.
I'm sorry.
But for the most part, I left it on, and I left it on purpose to teach me, to get me to hear another perspective, to learn another. I mean, I listen to freaking conservative talk radio sometimes in my car because I need to hear opposing viewpoints. When they start making really stupid, illogical arguments about nonsense, then I stop listening to it. But if someone comes to me with a coherent argument, discussion, and they have different viewpoint because they have different priorities, I have no problem with that. Everybody has their own priorities. Everybody has their own pluses and minuses, and they make their own decisions about how they're going to choose to assess the situation. And I'm hurting myself if I refuse to listen to somebody who has a different set of priorities than I do.
I have a question for you, Daniel.
No problem.
Do you agree with, because we all know that this all stemmed from Dwayne Wade's son and daughter.
Right.
And so do you think that it's
I should
okay?
say I have a transgender child living in my house.
Okay. I just want to know, do you think it's okay to put all of this out in the public for such a young child?
Well, see, that's the thing is that, first of all, like I said, the age of the child doesn't matter. And somebody did mention that because actually it was your artist who mentioned that it was the age of the child, that it was too young a person to make this decision. But once again, this is not a sexual preference. This is sexual identity. This comes on very early on in life. And so I don't necessarily think the age of the child is necessarily a problem, but now I've completely forgot what your question was. I'm sorry.
Okay, because I think Dwayne Wade's child came. I think they started publicizing it.
Right.
He was like 12,
right. So
or something like that.
But because of the way that our culture and our country has reacted, people have to come out and speak about things publicly that they wouldn't normally have done that. People would not have come out publicly talked about it if it wasn't a big deal. But because for some people it's a big deal, that means that people have to come out and say, this is the truth. This is my truth. Because if they don't come out and say it, then it goes under the carpet and people ignore it.
So, okay. So and the only reason I'm asking this is because, so let's just say it's a 12-year-old girl dating a 12-year-old boy. Like that normally wouldn't be exposed.
Right.
Because they're kids. Like
right.
It's not about the identity, the sexual preference. It's just, I feel like it's inappropriate to expose any of that on a public platform, especially as big as Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, to put your child out there on a platform where people aren't that happy and that great and that amazing and so on social media to come and be supportive. So like, these are children. Why would you even expose them to that much public scrutiny just so that you can, I really don't even know what the agenda is. What's the purpose? Like, why are you doing that? Why would you even, because my 12, 13-year-old is not, if they have a girlfriend, nobody's going to know that. Like, that's our in-house thing. We're going to talk about that. Why would you put that out on a platform just because your child is transgender?
Celebrity people live in a different realm.
They have an older son. They didn't do that. They didn't do that to the older son. He's straight.
Yeah, but would the newspapers have jumped all over the older son? No, the newspapers jumped all over the younger child. But
I'm asking you particularly because you're an advocate for the transgender community. So I just wanted to know, do you feel like it was a
advocate now?
Nice. Well, you said you have a transgender in the house, so I'm assuming you're an advocate for them.
Yeah, if you have a transgender,
I'm black, and I'm an advocate for black people all day, every day.
Advocate, bro.
Okay.
I just wanted to know, do you think that's appropriate?
You're an advocate.
To put that, like, at such a young age, to expose that?
Well, okay. So, like I said, you know your sexual identity from a very, very young age. I knew I was a boy when I was, 5 years old. And so it's appropriate when younger people are going through this because they got to see someone like them who's having the same experiences. Because if they don't see someone like them who's having the same experiences, they're going to feel isolated. They're going to feel alone.
So putting them on social media is getting them the exposure. I'm confused.
Well, it's basically, I basically feel like he's saying it's calling attention to an issue for younger and younger kids who otherwise wouldn't have representation, because they feel like when you have a celebrity child, that's the representation of a lifestyle that you might be struggling to admit. Like I had one of my friends.
I would agree with you if Dwayne Wade wasn't Dwayne Wade and he was not in a situation where you have a Magic Johnson who has an EJ Johnson,
right?
Where he has people around him who actually gave him advice on what to do with his daughter. Like he had that advice already. I'm trying to figure out, why would you put your child's business out on social media like this?
Well, you have to control the narrative. If you don't tell
How?
anybody,
You cannot control the narrative of social media.
Then they find out about it. What are you going to do? If you don't tell anybody and then they find out about it, then what are you going to do? You have to control the narrative. You have to control the information. You have to let it out when you want and under the circumstances you want. Because if you don't, it's going to get out because of their fame. It's going to get out. And
okay, so what happens if social media goes away? Then what?
Social media goes away.
Nothing is personal anymore. Why would you put your child's business out on social media? That's your platform because you're famous. Your child's not famous.
If you don't put it out there, it's going to get out there from somebody else.
Yeah, but see, Magic Johnson put his son's business out there after he was grown. We didn't know EJ was transgender when he was a kid, when he was 12.
He got lucky. These days,
it wasn't lucky. It was his parents protecting him. I just don't think it's appropriate to put your children's business out on social media.
Because if you
no matter what their gender preference is.
Okay, that's your choice.
If you wouldn't post a picture of your 13-year-old straight child kissing her boyfriend or his girlfriend, if you wouldn't post that on social media because you feel like it's too inappropriate for under preteens, like 13-year-olds, to be kissing publicly like that,
it's inappropriate.
You would deem it inappropriate.
With anybody kissing is inappropriate. Having sex
you can't say just because it's a certain lifestyle.
But again, that's representation has to happen.
Right? No, I get it. That's the point that I was making.
Yeah, Gabrielle Union. Disclaimer: she was my celebrity crush.
Where the fuck is that boy mama at? That's what I want to know.
Where is his mom at?
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
They make their decisions and they do what they want to do, and it's not my place to tell them that they're doing the wrong thing. But like I said, I'm not going to.
I just don't think kids should be exposed that way. No matter what their identity is. Like, you're a kid. Be a kid. Just be a kid.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
I agree.
Because I'm not taking a picture of my dog. First of all, I wouldn't even, my brain wouldn't even know how to do that. Like having my daughter, because we all see our children like this.
My daughter is 25 and I'm not doing it.
Putting her lips on a boy, and I'm the one taking the pic. I can't. My brain can't even do that.
Yeah, but see
that was my point. That was my only point.
Right.
The age. We're not going to play with the age because of the circumstance.
But okay, so because then we confused again because we talked about this. The picture you're talking about was Dwayne Wade's daughter, who was born a boy, was kissing her. Oh God, hold on.
Yes, we talked about this. They're both both transsexual.
But they're both.
I think it makes perfect sense because they'll identify with one another. They'll understand one another better because they've both been through the same things. So I think that makes perfect sense, actually.
Oh, okay. So they like. Okay. I don't. Okay. Whatever.
Who else is going to understand that? Who else is going to understand your struggle?
I'm not talking about the understanding. I'm talking about the attraction.
Well, the attraction comes from understanding. I can't be attracted to anybody who I don't identify with. So you're going back to the original nature of being sexually attracted to the opposite sex. No. You're sexually attracted to who you're sexually attracted to. It's not about sex. Attraction is not about sex. You're attracted to who you're attracted to.
See, this is what I'm talking about with this new generational bullshit. They keep changing. They keep moving the goalposts, and I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I can't. Because if I'm a girl and I'm attracted to a boy, I'm attracted to a goddamn boy.
Yes.
But now I identify as a girl. Okay. What the fuck?
Well, see, that was my question. Is what if you meet somebody at a bar, and you're very attracted to this person? You have.
I like dick. I'm not confused at all.
I'm not going into this.
I love it. It's amazing.
You meet this person in the bar, and they're amazing, and you have a fabulous time. And then
we gonna hang out and go shopping together.
And then you find out the next day.
You're not about to be kissing and fucking.
What are you gonna do? Do you go, oh my God, I didn't have a good time last night? I had a horrible time last night?
It's the same concept if I found out that was my brother. Gotta go. Gotta go. He ain't got the equipment I need. I need dick.
What if it's a transsexual woman to a man? Then she's got a dick.
It was considered
that's a man
illness, right?
Until what? So
About
female to male
74.
transsexual, then he's got a dick.
Did you hear what Adrian just said?
Being
That's
gay
what
was
Money
considered a
Train. That's what
mental
Raphael
illness
Ratliff just said.
Yeah, until I think it was 73 or
Yeah,
74. Don't quote me. I would have to look it up, but it was in the 70s. It was pretty much considered a mental illness until then.
Electroshock therapy.
You know?
So, okay, so transgender. Okay, it makes sense. Hold on. So transgender doesn't mean sexual attraction.
No.
It just means I identify as this gender.
Yes.
And no matter what gender I am, I can be attracted to whatever.
Yes.
Whatever gender. Yep.
Yes.
That's why the picture didn't make sense to me. Got it. Okay.
Look at that.
And maybe it's because all the transgenders that I know are only attracted to the same sex.
But sexual identity and sexual preference are two different things.
Okay.
Hey man, this a tough one. I just sit back and listen.
Adrian, you gonna say something, goddamn.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Like I said, I wasn't here to convince anybody of anything. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking.
Well, for me, it's not even about convincing me of anything. It's just I don't properly know how to have the conversation about this. So, in light of offending anybody, I just shut the hell up.
Well,
and like I said before, I feel like it's an agenda against the Black community because it's just not that many white rappers, musicians, entertainers running around doing what
this is not a
Lil Nas X is doing.
This is not a race thing.
Dwayne Wade's daughter is doing. I'm talking about on a public platform. I'm not talking about in your house. I'm talking about on a scale of cultural influence.
The person in my house, by the way, is interracial.
That's fine. I'm talking about celebrity status. I'm talking about people that everybody can see.
Yes.
You don't see a lot of white entertainers running around in dresses like Young Thug. You don't. I mean, you just don't. I mean, it's black or white for them. It ain't no in between for white entertainers.
Who's the country artist I was talking about today that wears the fringy mask? Orville Peck.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Exactly, because Orville Peck is white.
My daughter ain't black, so I know some white folks. I'm just saying.
I'm just.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Orville Peck. He sings a whole song about his mom dressing him up in dresses and putting on lipstick.
But we talking about the industry changing the Black culture as a whole because they know how influenced we are when it comes to entertainment. Whoever controls the image controls the mind.
Yes, I agree.
And the image has been controlled for a long time when it comes to Black community. And these dumbass kids, they fucking stupid as fuck. That's why they listen to this dumbass drill music.
Controlled by white people.
Yeah, because they know what sells and they know what influences a certain culture. They know what exactly to market and how to market it because Black people are very easily influenced by stupid shit.
I don't think I agree with that, but okay.
Shitting me. Well, you walk around the hood and see all these motherfuckers in these fake ass Chanel, fake ass Gucci, fake ass all this shit looking like they got money and ain't got a goddamn thing.
Yeah, but they didn't spend a lot of money on that stuff. They got it cheap.
Okay, but they don't have the money to spend on it. They making $20,000 a year.
Right.
And they on Facebook and social media acting like they got money. They don't. So we have these poor kids in the hood and they are trying to attain this fake wealth that these social media people are trying that they have. They're influenced by that. So right now, all I think I can do is rap or play football or play basketball or do. They don't think they can be engineers or computer scientists or anything that makes real money because somebody has influenced them so much to think that all I got to do is go be a rapper.
There's lots of black kids these days. Yes, Wayne, what were you going to say? I don't want to talk because Dee and I have been talking the whole time, and you.
No. What I was
Dee
gonna
to start
say
putting
is,
I
and
want
what's happening
Adrian
on
to
the
talk.
other side, what's happening on the other side of that a lot of people aren't seeing is you got suburban white kids who idolize that image up until a certain point. Like everybody, Paul Mooney said it best, and I'm hate to mince words, but I'm still gonna say it. Like, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. So it's like,
Period.
I'm gonna do this up until the point when it's no longer beneficial to me. Like, I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna go get my corporate job, and I'm gonna blend back in after I've already, appropriated different parts of the culture.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
and the problem, the reason I'm saying it's a problem is because you have Black kids who live in these suburban areas who their lifestyle isn't this hood street lifestyle. They live a residential life.
Right.
And they're being told by their white friends, where's the rest of your Black?
Right.
Where's the rest of it? Aren't you supposed to be doing something else?
Right.
And it's kind of like, we all have this big misunderstanding of one another. And I think, just like you said earlier in the podcast, like, if communication happens, we don't have these issues. But we're not communicating. We're just all running around bumping into each other and assuming.
Right.
Well, that's because we're in survival mode. They don't got time to be communicating when they're hungry. They don't give a shit about that. People are starving.
Well, I hate to rush off, guys. I gotta try to call my daughter before she goes to bed.
Yeah, it's after 10.
I'm gonna let y'all.
See you, Wayne.
Adrian, you ain't going. You don't have nothing. Nothing.
I ain't got nothing. I'm just listening. I'm thankful to be a part of the conversation, and
You're not engaging. You're not talking. You're not providing input.
He's observing.
You see what Raphael Ratliff said? We don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and that's the problem.
I'm a scientist, so I understand. I can appreciate the fact that he wants to sit and observe. I'm a trained observer.
He ain't observing. His ass trying to be politically correct because he don't want to lose his goddamn job.
Don't worry, you can say what you want to say of me. I'm not going to tell anybody.
You just don't want to.
I have a head injury. I'll forget all this tomorrow anyway, so it's fine.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what to say, because, like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that I understand, but it's like, I get it. I don't understand. That probably did not make no sense.
No, it didn't.
Self-awareness.
Identify, do what you want to do, feel how you want to feel. Is it something that I'm gonna probably understand, to the fullest? No. But I would never discriminate against anyone. I would never judge them based on the decisions that they make in their bed, and things like that. I never judge you on that, because as a Black man, I wouldn't want somebody to judge me based off of the color of my skin. So I would never judge people or discriminate against them because they believe in something differently from me.
Right.
But I don't know if I would ever understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a heterosexual man. I'm a proud man. And I just don't really understand the flip side of that, because that's not something that I've ever thought about, wondered about, or, you know what I'm saying? And I don't get it. I could never even consider that. So
my issue is just with them exposing their child. That's it. I love all of my transgender friends.
Right.
All of them. I love them.
It's cool.
They are like the best. So I have no issue with that. I just don't like people exposing children on public platforms where they shouldn't just be like, let them be kids.
That part I agree with you on totally, Dee. I'm like, you know what? These kids are kids. Let them be kids. They should not be celebrities.
No,
I don't
even. And they
look at
his child looks so uncomfortable all the time. I'm like, leave him alone.
Look at the mess.
Let her just go play and do
whatever.
Whatever.
Stars turn into when they turn into adults. Total basket.
Terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
So I feel bad for these kids for that reason. you know, and like Adrian said, they do what they want to do. And I don't understand it. You know, I can have a great conversation with you guys. I don't understand what it's like to be black. I will never understand what it's like to be black.
I don't understand either.
But but you understand a whole lot more than I do. But that doesn't mean I can't have a conversation with you, and I can't treat you with respect.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bothers me about this whole trans issue, is because there's no understanding, there's no respect. And if you can't respect something you don't understand, that's a real problem, because you're not going to respect anybody. Because
most of the time that disrespect comes
anybody but yourself.
It comes on social media, because if we were face to face, it'd be a whole different conversation.
Anonymity, that wall of anonymity is awesome. Whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, because I love me some Pose. Just saying. That's my show. I love Pose.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Funny
down,
okay. There's a crepe shop in Graham, North Carolina called Press. There's one in Durham now, but the one in Graham was where I went to first. And when Pose came out, I was super into it, and I went to Press, and there was a girl who had on a T-shirt from American Horror Story, and I said, "Oh, there's this other show you got to watch. The new show that he's doing called Pose. You got to see it. It's really cool." Yeah. This girl was African, and next time I saw her, I was like, "So did you see Pose?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What do you think?" She's like, "Oh my God, no."
That's my shit. Listen, I'm so mad it went off.
Oh, totally. But it was weird because he had a rule about only filming it during a certain time of the year or something. Oh no, that's a different show. No, yeah, that was Pose. And so their filming schedule was really weird. And so they didn't come out often. Oh no, I'm thinking of Fargo. But yeah, they didn't make Pose often enough. They didn't release it regularly, so people couldn't sort of follow it. But no, I love that.
It was so short.
Yeah, I love that show.
It was so short. It was good. And it actually, if people have a lot of questions about that world, it answered all of the questions. Right. All of them.
Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah.
A lot.
There's always going to be more questions. There's always going to be more questions.
It gave a lot of insight.
Yeah, I did.
A lot of insight. It was good. It was a good show.
Yeah.
So that is the show. Adrian, do you have anything that you have going on for the week?
Yeah, so I will be speaking on, culture in the workspace with, being dual-hatted, because now we're virtual and also transitioning back into the office. So I will be talking about some techniques on how to, transition back, so to speak. So I'll be doing that this week, and then next week I will be speaking on the importance of learning and development in a multicultural, arena now. So those are the things that I have going on, and I'll be discussing.
Sorry to read that, Derek. That's terrible.
Right, Derek. I'm like, oh my God.
Did he save the sister?
Sorry, Derek.
I hope he saved the sister.
Oh my God. Jesus, that's terrible.
All right, man. Sorry to hear
that. Daniel, do you have anything going on for the week coming up?
No, I've been up here taking care of my mom, doing my job. But my brother coming back from Bhutan. He's coming back tomorrow, so I actually get to go out and do things in the world again. I'm very excited about that.
Well, that's good.
My house arrest is over as of tomorrow.
Oh my God, Daniel, cut it out. You've been to freaking almost every state, continent, and country. You're good.
But the last 3 months I have not been able to leave the house except twice a week while there's somebody here to take care of my mother. So
that's a lot
for 3 months, but I actually get to leave the house again, and I'll start traveling for work again for the next few months while my brother's around.
Good.
I have to be here with my mom all the time, so
that's good.
That's been just me for the last 3 months. So
wow, that's heavy.
That's life.
Well, She has good sons.
I'm just saying.
She has good sons. Yeah, my son's grandma has Alzheimer's too.
Yes.
What I got? So I just came back from LA. I had a good time. We finally got the clearance from Anthony Hamilton's label to release the song officially.
Money Train featuring finally got engaged, but
no. Money Train featuring Anthony Hamilton down. We're gonna get it uploaded probably tomorrow evening. The publishing companies take like 2 weeks to release the music, so we'll let you know when you can download it on your streaming platforms. We're gonna shoot the video in a few weeks, so just be on the lookout for it. It's been a long journey to get this song cleared. It's a process with these record labels, so y'all be on the lookout. If you haven't heard any of Money Train's songs, please go download them, stream them, listen to them, share them, subscribe to his YouTube channel. He has some great music, great videos. Go check him out. Money Train, Raphael Ratliff. The Core Queen will be collaborating with the Trainer Gods really soon on a new challenge, so stay tuned for that. I just started my 30-day squat challenge on Monday. So if you're not in the Core Queen 30-day challenge group on Facebook, go ahead and join. Get into the challenge. Look, take your pictures, people. Progress pictures work. First day, 30-day, you will see the difference. Leave the scale alone. Y'all need to ditch the scale. The scale is deceiving. If you're doing the work, if you're putting it in and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the results will come. So just trust yourself. Trust the process is going to come. If you don't quit, you'll get what you're looking for. What else we got going on? I think I have, I'm going to do a boot camp here soon. Probably in the next couple of weeks when I get some time. I've been so freaking busy. But y'all know the Abs and Ass boot camps is coming back. I know y'all love them. We had a great time the last couple of times that I've done them. The DJ be on point, DJ Double D. He keeps us hype. But it's amazing. It's an amazing boot camp. It's via Zoom, so anybody can join. It's online. We have such a good time. We dance, we laugh, we joke, and we work out. We get our sweat on. So be on the lookout for that. What else do I have? Of course, y'all know my coaching program. My clients, some of them be cutting the hell up, but they get the work done. They get the results. If you haven't seen the results, check them out on my Instagram. It's The Core Queen. You can Google me. You can search. I'm everywhere. Just type in The Core Queen. You'll find me. And shout out to, let me just do a little shout out right now to Anthony Hamilton. Look, just having real genuine love and real genuine support from my artist, Money Train, and really pushing to get that project out, despite what the record labels might say, despite what they're trying to do, despite them taking the song down when we first published it. Shout out to him for really, really, really advocating for my artists. We really appreciate it. He sees the genuine talent. He sees the grind. He sees what he's doing. He sees what we have going on. And we really appreciate it. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout. We got a lot of stuff going on. The Money Train about to be popping. I'm telling y'all. The Core Queen already popping. We pop. No, I'm joking. We appreciate y'all every week for coming in and tapping in with the Battle Buddies. Daniel, we appreciate you for coming on with a different perspective, being so insightful. Like really, like you came in and you stood your ground and you came and you gave us some real life lessons, some real education, some real background. We appreciate you.
Hey man, you shut me up today.
Say what now?
You shut me up today.
Oh, I didn't shut you up. I did not shut you up.
If y'all have any topics y'all want us to discuss, hit that number on the bottom that's scrolling across. Hit the DMs, hit the inbox. Let us know what you want to discuss, talk about. We are open. We love to have guest co-hosts. We want to bring y'all on. We want to talk to y'all and get different perspectives, things that we may not agree with, but we love to talk to everybody. Y'all have a great night. Have a great week. Don't work too goddamn hard because the motherfuckers don't pay enough. And y'all do like the Core Queen say and go out and do something great for somebody else other than yourself, but always put yourself first. We'll holler at y'all next week.